Have you ever wondered why your body still remembers a season it has never truly had to fight? Right now, wrapped in walls that hold a fixed temperature, you carry inside you the same physiology as someone who once had to outthink death itself just to see spring. It seems ordinary. This thing we call winter, a coat, a thermostat, a complaint about early sunsets. But strip away every modern comfort, and winter becomes something else entirely. It becomes a hunter. And for most of human history, it hunted from four directions at once. The first weapon was the cold, and it should have been the one that finished us. A human body is built for warmth, not against it. No thick fur, no natural insulation, nothing to stop heat from bleeding out into the air within hours of exposure. By every physical measure, we were among the worst equipped animals on Earth for surviving frozen ground. And yet our ancestors didn't avoid the cold. They walked straight into it, into Ice Age Europe, into Siberia, into places where the air itself could kill an unprotected body in a single night. Fire helped, but fire has a flaw nobody talks about. It only warms the side of you facing it. The moment you step away to hunt or gather wood, the cold finds you again. What ancient humans actually needed was warmth they could carry, wrapped around the body, moving wherever they moved. And that need created one of the quiet turning points of our species, the sewn garment. Not a hide thrown over the shoulders, but pieces cut and stitched into a shape that trapped a layer of warm air against the skin. To do that, someone had to invent a needle thin enough to be delicate, yet strong enough not to snap under pressure, with a hole small enough to carry a thread of animal sinew. Archaeologists have found needles like this, buried for more than 40,000 years, proof that somewhere in the ice, a person sat down and solved a problem that would let our entire species migrate into climates it was never built for. But surviving the day was only half the war. Night brought the second threat. Nowhere safe to close your eyes. Caves seemed like the obvious shelter, except good ones were rare, and someone else usually wanted it too. So people built their own. In a place now called Ukraine, archaeologists uncovered domed huts constructed almost entirely from mammoth bones, jawbones stacked like tiles, tusks arched over doorways. Because wood simply didn't exist on that landscape, these weren't quick shelters. They were engineered structures sealed with hide and packed snow, layer by layer, until the wind ran out of ways inside. Then came hunger, the quiet killer, the one that claimed more lives than cold ever did. Winter doesn't just chill the world, it starves it. Plants die back, animals vanish or grow thin, and the land simply stops feeding you. So humans became chemists of preservation without ever calling it that. They dried meat until the moisture that would have rotted it was gone. They dug pits into permafrost and let the frozen ground itself become nature's freezer. And they learned that fat, rendered into dense, storable tallow, was worth more in January than almost anything else a person could own, because fat is the most concentrated fuel the human body understands. And then, the threat almost no one names, the dark. 16 hours of night, trapped in a small space with the same few faces, week after week. This is the kind of confinement that can break a mind long before hunger breaks a body. But instead of surrendering those hours, ancient humans filled them. Tools were repaired, cordage was twisted, stories were told and told again until they became the memory of the entire group. Around that fire, in that darkness, something was built that no predator could take away. Culture itself passed voice to voice until it outlived the people who spoke it. So when winter tightens its grip today and you simply turn a dial, understand what that convenience is actually standing on. Every stitch of clothing, every wall, every stored calorie, every story told by firelight was a technology invented by someone who had no guarantee they would live to use it again. You don't fear the first snowfall anymore, not because winter grew weaker, but because one invention at a time, your ancestors made sure that you never would have to.